within BAE Systems called Technology Solutions. This is a group of about 500 engineers, scientists, and entrepreneurs that spend their time developing and applying technology. This technology runs a broad waterfront of things. It includes things like laser communications that allow us to transmit huge volumes of data across the air. Things like advanced radar systems that go in helicopters that allow pilots to see the environment out when there's zero visibility by looking at a virtual environment presented to them based on the radar. It includes things like algorithms that do exploitation that allow unmanned systems to go off and perform tasks autonomously. So I mention this to you not because I'm here to recruit you to come work at BAE Systems, although I'll be very disappointed if I don't hear from a lot of you after you get through college. And I don't mention it because I'm trying to convince you that BAE Systems is a cool place to work, but you can trust me, it most definitely is. I mention it because I want to give you a little bit of a calibration point. I spend my days, working with a great group of folks, and there's a lot of innovation in the business that we do. And so I've got a little bit of experience in terms of recognizing innovation when I see it. And I had the opportunity to spend a bunch of time yesterday walking around the pits. I give thanks to Team 20, my friends Josh, Eric, and Kurt. Showed me around, introduced me to a bunch of the other folks here. And I can tell you that I didn't have to step more than 2 or 3 feet before I ran into yet another example of just a tremendously innovative approach that you've come up with here to solve the problems that compete on the floor here. I couldn't be more impressed. And you should be congratulated for that. These robots that you've built here are very impressive. Having said that, as impressive as they are, I think they represent just a fraction of the accomplishment that you all bring to this meeting here today. I hope that over the next couple of weeks you get an opportunity to reflect a little bit on the effort that you've put in and your team has put in. All those long nights and weekends where you've been toiling to try and get these robots built. And I think when you go back and you reflect on that, you're going to remember the series of problems that you ran into. And I'm sure a lot of those problems at the time felt like they were insurmountable. But you guys worked together to pull solutions. And I think if you look at that, my guess is that of all of those hard problems, there probably isn't a single one in there that wasn't solved by a group on your team. And that, in my mind, is one of the biggest accomplishments that you've got here. Certainly within our country and within the world, we need lots of folks that are doing science and technology, but we also need folks that can work effectively in teams. I think that's a tremendous accomplishment what you've done here. You wouldn't be here if you were trying to do this on an individual basis. So, in my mind, that's one of the biggest accomplishments that I see out of this group. The robots are cool. What you guys have done as teams is even cooler. So I'm going to leave you with one challenge. Now that you've developed these skills, the ability to take an idea that one of your teammates proposes, to understand it, to enhance it and hand it off to another teammate to make it even better, that's a skill that not a lot of people have. And you have a responsibility going forward. You need to help other people develop those skills. These could be people in your teams, these could be people in college when you go to college. These kinds of skills will serve you throughout the rest of your life. It's very important that you look to your mentors as role models. Other people will look to you in the same way. So, with that, I congratulate you on all the great effort that has gotten you here. I wish you the best in the competition, and I hope our paths cross sometime in the not-too-distant future. Thank you.